All right, hello everybody. Come on in because it's story time. Okay, it is story time now. This is called instant karma. So there was a white patient, a man down in Louisiana, who was supposed to get a kidney transplant. He was already scheduled for surgery. They already had the kidney ready and all of this. And anyway, a black doctor comes into the room. You know how they want you to sign the consent forms saying that you're giving them the ability to perform the surgery or whatever. And so this man who's clearly racist tells the doctor that, I don't want your kind touching me, helping me, assisting me, or cutting me open. I don't want you doing anything to me in any way. Now, this was the surgeon who was going to be performing his transplant, mind you. So the doctor said, "Are you sure about this?" And he says, "Yes." So he then asked, "Well, could you please put that in writing?" And he said, "Sure." I mean, he's more than thrilled to agree to put this in writing because he wants to let it be known that no, I don't want you to be the surgeon. You're not the one for me. And I want somebody who looks like me to do it. So the doctor goes and gets the paperwork, lets him sign it. He puts it all in writing that he doesn't want a black person, a black doctor, talking, assisting, touching him, cutting him, or any of those things. Well, then a colleague of that doctor comes in who's Caucasian. And then he informs the man that, "Sir, now we were all ready to have your transplants, done. You're on the list and everything. But now, since you've made this request and you're saying that you don't want a black person touching you, no black doctor can perform the surgery. Well, now you've been bumped down on the list because you see, the transplants that they had for him, the donor was black." Ah, the irony of it all, the donor was black. So if you don't want a black person touching you, assisting you, helping you, or any of that, then that means that you also don't want this black person's kidney that you so desperately need to live and thrive. So they informed him that he had been bumped down on the list because that's how that goes. So the man, of course, he was livid. He was so upset. He was angry. And then he started threatening to sue. And so that's just what he did. So he goes and files a lawsuit trying to sue. And he basically says in the lawsuit that he was discriminated against because he's white. That's what he said. I mean, he had the audacity to say that they were discriminating against him because he was white. Well, here's the interesting part of all of that. The judge was absolutely not trying to hear it. Okay, the judge threw the case out because the bottom line is he signed an agreement. You see, it was very smart of the first doctor to ask him, "Can you put that in writing?" Because, see, had he not gotten it in writing and had proof that this is the way the man felt and this is what the man said in his request, well, then the doctor could have been held liable, right? He could have been held liable. So, since they had all of the evidence that the man absolutely requested this, the judge threw it out. Like, "Sir, you got exactly what you asked for." Okay, I find it interesting. I find it interesting. The same people sometimes who are so racist against people who look like me that they don't want you to help them, they don't want you working with or for them. But then when they need a lifeline, when they need a kidney, when they need any type of organ or they need blood transfusions, whatever, any type of transplant, who do they want it from? They want it from people who look like me. And why do they? Well, I'm so glad you asked. You see, because for one, it is a known fact, and you can look it up yourself, because black people are melanin blessed. Okay, we're rich in melanin, and that's a superpower, mind you. Well, we have stronger organs. Our organs last longer. This is a scientific fact, and they're stronger. So even people who don't look like us, when they're getting transplants, they usually want their transplant from someone who looks like us, whether they like us or hate us. And that's how the man felt. So because he didn't want that doctor to touch him, that didn't have anything to do with him wanting that kidney. Oh, he wanted that. He didn't care if it did come from a black person. And so because they didn't give it to him per his own request, well, he sued and the case got thrown out. Now, I find it all interesting, but you see, that is where racism goes wrong. Okay? Please pay attention. Now, you all drop me a comment and let me know what you think. I find it absolutely nefarious. Okay? And it's just really interesting to me because can you imagine the look on his face? I mean, I would have paid to be a fly on the wall to see the look on his face when that second doctor came in there and let it be known that, "Sir, you're bumped down on the list of the kidney you were going to get today. Well, you're not going to get it. It's going to somebody else." Because you don't want a black person touching you. So surely you don't want anything that they have from their body inside of yours. Okay, honey, this is all crazy. Okay, but I'm just saying that's what it gets. I have no sympathy for people like that. Like I said, drop me a comment and let me know what you think because I find it very interesting. And last I checked, he's still supposedly waiting on a kidney. Okay, and he didn't get any type of compensation because he did that to himself. You know, there's an old saying that I learned as a child, and you've probably heard it before, and it goes like this: careful what you wish for. Okay, with that all being said, you all enjoy this day, and I will talk to y'all again soon.